Hey everyone, so we are live. We are live. Is anyone online with me? Is anyone online? We are live. We are live. We are live. Yeah. So who is joining me? Who is online with me? I'm streaming live from the city of Enugu in Nigeria. So who is online? Let me know where you're joining us from. If you're watching the replay, let me know you're watching the replay by typing replay in the comment section. So yeah. So yes, so this is all about the Write and Earn Like a Boss Academy happening in August. Yeah, we're just preparing, we're counting down. It's happening live in August. We have over 100 participants and more are registering. So if you've not registered, click on the link you can see up there. Yeah, click on the link and join the academy now. It's going to be packed, like it's going to be loaded. So I'm waiting for our guest today to join us, Gideon Ogbonna. I'm waiting for him to join us so we can have conversation about what this academy is going to be all about. So you know what you're getting by joining this academy. In case you're still skeptical about it, in case you're still thinking, oh, should I really do this? Is this really for me? We're going to be talking about that today. So let me know if you're joining me. Let me know where you're joining us from so that we can get this conversation rolling. Okay. Okay, so Gideon is here with us. Oh wow. Hi Gideon.
Hi, Nancy. Good evening.
Good evening. Nice to have you on this show. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining us
very
here.
much.
Okay, so you've got people watching us. We've got people watching us. We have someone from Calabar watching us now. Okay,
Okay.
so I guess you won't be able to see the comments, but any of them that asks a question or anything, I'll just highlight it so I can pop up on the screen. Okay.
All right. All
So
right.
yeah. Okay, so I would have loved to introduce you myself, but I guess it'd be better for you to tell us who you are. Let's get to know you. Who is Gideon Ogbonna? Let's get to know you.
Okay. Good evening. Gideon Chukwemeka Ogbonna is a writer and editor. Fun fact: I'm also a pharmacist, but I'm a full-time
Wow.
writer and an editor.
Okay.
I do freelancing, but I also work with companies too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I heard you say you're a pharmacist. So what happened from pharmacy to writing? How did you start this writing journey? What made you start it? What happened?
When it comes to writing, I've been writing for a long time. Okay, I think I'll say from just three. That was when I ventured into literature. I remember then some seniors came to our class and said they needed students for the literary club. So I joined, and from there it started grooming us and everything. I wrote a couple of short stories then, and I love creative fiction till now. So when I got into I was a science student, so it was really late for me to say, okay, let me study English and literary studies and stuff. So I just went for pharmacy. I finished in 2015 internship and did my service. After service, I wanted to go into the pharmacy line full time, but I had some challenges. So I was just like, okay, let me pick this up. But before that, in 2016, when I was waiting for my internship, I said, okay, let me try out my skills. So I applied for a job. I worked as the content writer and social media manager for a company for about how many months? Say okay, from 2016 down to 2017. Then we stopped. After my internship and my service, 2019 we resumed again, and I left them in 2019 before I got where I'm working. So that's just it, basically. Just
Wow.
trying out stuff, and from there discover that you can make money from it. And
Exactly. Well, I guess most of us who started, we didn't know we could actually earn from the skill. It was along the line that we started making the money out of the skill because we started to learn the business part of writing. There is the skill, the
exactly,
act. Yes, I have the skill. I'm good at writing, but there's also the aspect of learning the business side, how to milk cash from the skill. Okay, and one thing I keep telling people, it doesn't
true,
matter what course you studied in school. It doesn't
true.
matter. I studied medical radiography, and People are like,
Okay.
how are you able to do this, juggling both radiography and writing? But the thing is, someone like you who left, who decided to focus on writing, we have people like that too. Yes, I studied this in school, but I've decided to focus on this. And we see how people who are like, okay, I will still do what I studied in school, but keep this as a
Ex-
side hustle. And at the end of
exactly.
the
Yeah.
day, sometimes it will seem as if the side hustle is even paying better or
Pay
more
more.
than
True.
the main
True.
job. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So I want to ask, so what were the mistakes you made starting out? Did you make any mistakes starting out? Are there things that you look back at now and you're like, oh my God, how did I do this? Or how did I make this kind of mistake? Are there mistakes that you made when you started the writing journey?
Yeah, definitely. And there were mistakes I made. The first one was I was too rigid. As
Oh,
I said before, I like or I love creative fiction, or non-fiction. So, and I was in the creative space for a very long time, writing short stories, entering for competitions. I've entered for Commonwealth. I've entered for
wow.
most of the creative competitions, about creative writing competitions, about. Some I've been lucky to win some and all. So when it came to content creation, like you have to write for people to sell to people, blogging and the rest, I was trying to box content creation into creative writing. Like I don't want to get uncomfortable. So I was saying instead of me learning the art of content creation, let me see how I can bring it down to creative writing. I don't get what I'm trying to say. So that
Yes.
affected me a lot because you write stuff as a creative writer, and the person you're writing it for is like, no, 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 this is not what I want. And this for you, you're saying,
Yeah.
okay, this is good, but
Yeah.
they know what they want. You have to keep it simple. Content creation is different from when with creative writing. You can just beat around the bush, show your skills and everything before landing. But with content creation, you have to just hit the nail on the head and stuff. So it took me a lot of time to get that aspect, that rigidity, for me to be flexible. It took me a lot of time to be flexible. Another mistake I made was I did not expose myself early to some kind
Oh,
of writers or some kind of works. So I was boxed into anything that's not creative writing, I'm not doing. And but I'm a fast learner, so with time I started diversifying. It was around 2019 I started reading other books. Else it was always novels and novels and novels and novels. But I discovered that as a writer, I still need other forms of writing to boost everything I have. So those are the mistakes I made. But I think I would say I corrected them quite early.
wow. You made a very valid point. You talked about how you need other forms of writing to boost your writing because there is this very controversial advice about niching down. You hear some people saying, oh, when you're starting, you need to niche down, focus on one aspect of writing, focus on one niche and
Yeah,
build up from there. And you have people saying, oh, don't niche down when you're starting, diversify and gain grounds on
I
different
belong
things,
to
get
that school of
better before
thought.
you know it. Okay, so you belong to which one, the former or the latter?
The latter. I don't think people
Okay.
should, when you are coming up, I don't think you should focus on a niche. I believe that you should diversify, get as much experience as you can, and then from there you now pick what you want. It has helped me a lot as a person. There's no form of writing you could have not tried my hands on. Sometimes I just try it not because I like it, but I'm trying to push myself. And with that, I've gotten a wide range of experience. And when you try something and you see, okay, you're good, you did well, it gives you this confidence. But when you run away from it, you will never know some stuff from that. Let me give an example. Last year, I was someone told me to write a book on options trading. That's finance. I know nothing about that. I know about stocks a bit, I know about cryptocurrency, but options trading was totally new. I almost turned down the job, but I was like, okay, let's try it. So out of the timeline, I used like 1 week to watch videos on YouTube. And person was like, you have to write this book in such a way that nobody will know that
Yeah.
it's not coming from someone in the finance world. And I watched a lot, read a lot, and I pulled it off. No correct. I was even
Awesome.
expecting corrections. Like, okay, you did not. It was just almost perfect. So now I'm not. Since then, I've not written anything on options trading, but at least it gives me an idea. It gives me an idea when there was a time I supposed to someone wanted me to work for him, and I presented that as like is an experience. Okay, I've written on this stuff. It gave him the confidence that okay, you could work with this person. So I don't recommend when you're starting. Focusing on a niche is good, but
Okay.
that is when you've developed your career, not in at the beginning. So
True. And it also limits your options of jobs you would get because you're like, no, 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 I just do
exactly,
technical writing. You get that kind of thing. You're
yeah,
limiting your
yeah,
options when you niche down when you're just
exactly,
starting. Wow. Okay, so now with these mistakes you've made, okay, obviously, I guess one of the things you wish you knew ahead of time was that you should be flexible. But aside from that, are
yeah.
there other things you wish you knew when you started so that you wouldn't make the mistakes you'd made?
Um, that flexibility was my major mistake. Like that diversification, I limited myself to it. And another thing I think another mistake I made was that I never knew that I could make money from writing. And not that I did not
Yeah.
know, not that I did not know, but I was too
Yeah.
scared. I did not build
Oh.
my confidence on time. So
Hmm.
sometimes people would ask me for jobs that was around 218, and I would be scared to take it up. I did not have that confidence, that self belief that I could do this stuff, and it affected me a great deal. Sometimes it still comes up, imposter syndrome and all, but it's better now. So I tell myself that if I started earlier, like trying to go for courses, improve myself, by now, there are many things I would have done. And also another mistake I feel that I made or I'm still making is that I focusing on helping other people. Now I like my job as a writer, but there's something about ghostwriting that limits you. You're busy pushing people and you're not pushing yourself. You're releasing products for people and you're not using your product. I must digress and commend you, Nancy, for what you do. I know you ghostwrite and you still have time
Yeah.
to push your product. So I've not been able to do that for some personal reasons. But I feel that as a writer, the Bible says the husbandman is the first partaker. Should be the first partaker of your
Yeah.
fruit as a writer. So I think that's the mistake I'm trying to work on this year to see if I can push a product, maybe a book, a class, or something along that line.
Wow. Yeah, that's an awesome one. One thing I got was about the pricing, earning from what you're doing at the beginning stage. Someone when I told someone how much I was charging when I started, the person was like, "How could you sell yourself so short?" And I'm like, "Well, that was when we
Yeah,
started, and we were skeptical.
exactly.
We were like, who is going to pay me this amount of money?" But
True.
now we carry it with our chest.
Yeah, yeah, true, true, true. When people know your worth, they will pay. They will pay. The problem is that sometimes we price ourselves low, thinking that those people that are coming to you, they know what they want. But
Yeah.
it's in the world you have to bargain. Even if you go to the market, you know that this thing is worth this thing, but you have to bargain. So sometimes if they will bargain and see how to get it for a lower value. But for I don't believe in selling yourself short. But still there's a context to that. But maybe in my class we'll talk about that.
Awesome, awesome. So you guys had that in his class in the academy. So if you're not yet in the academy, you're already missing out. So if you're not yet there, click on the link you can see above there and register for the academy. Okay, so just give us an overview of what you'll be teaching at the academy. What your topic is really an interesting one that I'm really looking forward to. My notepad,
Okay.
my pen is ready. I'm ready to learn, to write, to download all the knowledge you'll be sharing. So just give us a brief overview of what you'll be teaching in the academy.
Okay, so my topic is language versus ideas, the constant battle that writers face. That is one thing. As an editor, that's one thing I've discovered that many writers make a mistake. Okay, let me give a story. I had this contract to write a book, and I gave it to someone else because my hands were full. And then she did a good job. For me, she it was okay, but the client did not like the work. So I had to rewrite it again. Now, the difference between what I wrote and what she did was that it was this same conflict. How do you express your ideas in the best language? And it entails a whole lot. There's things you have to factor in. The way I would write for some particular audience, not the way I would write for some particular audience. That brings me to what I was talking about rigidity and flexibility. I had to learn that because I felt that my audience, anyway, they're the same. So, and in creative writing, you want to show off, you want to use all the trying
True.
devices and all and everything. You think that it's about your skill.
Yeah.
So, after I learned that lesson, I had to bring myself down. Sometimes I'll write a particular work, maybe a full paragraph. I'm not saying it try to just be plain. So I discovered that many writers face this conflict. They want to say, okay, language, how do I express myself? Should I put language first or should I put my ideas first? Now, there has to be a balance between both of them. And as I said before, it's contextual. So in the class, I'll be telling you what you need to do. When in the class, you'll be learning um, how to modify your language in every situation. The way you write a short story is not the same way you write a blog post. Everything has its
Yeah. True.
format. So you have to bear
Exactly.
that in mind. Like I will call it when we talk about language in writing, you have to be a polyglot in that you need to speak many languages. You have to have different voices, but you have to retain your unique self. So in that class, I'll be showing you that yes, you have your idea, but if the reader does not, if you do not present your ideas well to the reader will be turned off. So we have to strike that balance
True.
between language and don't make it so simplistic. Don't make your language so simplistic because you want to sell to the reader. Because if what you're writing, any other person can write it, a girl in SS3 can write it. So what's the point of hiring you? So you have to show that you have something extra you are offering as a writer, but at the same time, you have to emote with what you're writing. Emotions must be there, simplicity must be there. You have to factor in your audience. The mistake many writers make is that they feel they're writing for themselves and not for the audience.
Yeah.
I tell people that your audience, they are not daft. Most writers write that if you want to teach your audience. Sometimes some works of art are like that. You have to teach, but don't. There's no master slave relationship when it comes to writing. Let your audience or your readers participate in what you do. That's the summary of what I'm trying to say in my topic. Let your reader participate with you. Don't some people when you read some works, you know that this person is trying to show off, trying to tell the reader,
Yeah.
I'm better than you. It's a turn off. It's a turn
Yeah.
off. So you have to bring the reader along. Let the reader give the reader some assignments too. Let the reader perform. Let the reader walk as it's reading you. Do you get? Sorry.
Yes.
So that's what I'm
So
trying to say. So you have to make that balance. The only way you could make your reader or your audience participate in what you're doing is when you create a balance between your language and your ideas. Yeah, so your language has to be simple enough for your readers to follow. And that's why I say language and ideas, because and sometimes your ideas too. You know that in creative writing, people say you have to be deep and you have to write something deep. That's when you be, yeah, deep is cool, but deep is not cool every time. So maybe the intellectual class, you didn't say the intellectual class, deep is cool for them. But when you're writing for the schooled market woman in the streets, you have to break it down for her. Every deep concept can be broken down. Every deep concept.
wow.
So if you allow, yeah, I just want to be deep, I want to be deep, and you just focus on a little proportion of your audience. For you to be versatile, you have to narrow it down. You have to break everything down. Your language has to be simple. It's just basic logic. I'm interacting with you now. You're understanding me because we speak, we understand ourselves. You speak English, I speak English. It's the same thing with writing. The language I'm communicating with, my reader should also feel it. Should be there should be a communication, not a teacher-student or master-slave relationship. So that's basically what we'll be looking at in the class.
Wow, and what you said is really important because writing is a means of communication. So if you're
Yeah,
sending across a
true.
message and the person, the recipient doesn't understand, you're not communicating. And that's the problem
Exactly.
that many readers have. So at least I know that one takeaway they can take from your class is learning how to communicate effectively through their writing by
Exactly.
finding the balance between language and idea as well. That's a really, really awesome one. I'm waiting for your class. I personally I'm waiting for your class because I believe that knowledge is it's never exhausted. There are different
True.
levels of
True.
learning. We keep learning every day.
True.
And what do you
Exactly.
have to say to writers who are really not open to having to engaging in classes, paying for classes, or for they will always prefer freebies? What do you have to say to them? To people who are not
Uh,
open to paying for trainings and courses?
I'll just tell them that they are limiting themselves. You
Okay.
limit yourself when you don't learn.
Yeah.
Um, yes, sometimes it's good to start with freebies, go to YouTube, but there's some information you cannot get if you don't pay for it. It happens in
That's
every sphere of life. There's some information you cannot get if you don't pay, if you don't pay for it. So you have to recognize that what you're getting is valuable and you have to pay for value. It's unfortunate that in this part of the world, people don't want to pay writers like what they are due. And I tell people that the craft of writing is so important that it should not be it happens, especially in Nigeria. People don't take writers seriously. They just feel that yeah, you don't have something else to do. People feel that it's just to craft. What is the value of the craft of time? What
yeah.
we always need. Even I was talking with my boss the other day, and he was saying that video content is the way to go, which is true. People are doing more video content, but there's what's called script writing. People cannot
Yeah.
just start talking on video. They have to prepare a script.
True.
The person
True.
that will do the script is a writer. So
Yeah.
writers will not fade till the end of time.
Yeah.
Unlike other professions or other crafts where you see, okay, man versus AI. Yes, writers will face those things too, but it's not be. I've read a work written by a robot, and you can just tell the difference that this not the difference was just clear. So for a
True.
writer starting out, you have to
True.
just pay for value. You have to pay for value. Once you pay for,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can't give what you don't have. When you don't pay for value, you not even know how to add value to yourself. Those writers that don't pay, those are the ones that will charge 50 kobo per word and you get because they don't
Yeah.
even know that yeah, what they are doing is valuable. So if you
True.
want to grow as a writer, you must you must pay for value.
Yeah.
You must, and you can start by paying for Right Like a Boss Academy.
Exactly. Thank you so much. He has said you said so many things which are going to be taught in the academy. You mentioned script writing, which our very own Isaac Mitunaka will be teaching in
Yeah,
the academy. Yeah, I had a conversation with him on
true.
Sunday. He was like, wow, he's already getting his slides, right? Training materials ready to dish out knowledge. And I keep telling people it's not easy to get access to these individuals. If you go to them one on
Very
one, you
true.
would have to pay more. For someone who is teaching
More.
in a film academy, coming to teach script writing, which I know how much people pay for to learn at this
True.
subsidized price, it's just like a giveaway for you to just grab. And
Exactly.
also, you talked
Exactly.
about people not valuing writers in Nigeria, and that's why we have one of our, I call her my big boss, all the way in Dubai, who is going to be joining us, which is how we can earn as writers on international writing platforms. So these are
Wow,
things that
that's
I
cool.
believe that people will really, really benefit from if they register for the academy. Thank you so much, Gideon, for joining us
Thank
on this live
thank
show.
you too.
Thank
It's
you.
my
It was
pleasure.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
So
much.
we are counting down to August. We are counting down to August. If you've not registered for the Right and Earn Like a Boss Academy, registration is still ongoing. We have over 100 participants in the academy. 100 participants
Wow.
cannot be wrong. They can't be wrong. So you
True.
have to join them. Click on the link you can see above there and register for the academy and join us. So our next live show is going to be on Instagram with another facilitator who is going to be teaching about editing in the academy. So you need to join that live show and grab the little you can from her. Thank you so much, Gideon. It was
Thank you too,
fun
Nancy.
engaging with you. Thank you.
Same
And thanks
here.
to everyone who joined us. I can see people Maureen from Port Harcourt, Donatus from Enugu, Peace from Enugu, Chelsea from Benin. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to see you guys on Thursday on Instagram. So remember to join us. And if you've not registered, this is the time. Don't wait for the last minute. Don't wait till 31st July. Join us now so that you can grab all the knowledge, all the fun things we have packed for you. In fact, the books, our books are already here. Like on Sunday, I'm going to get our books. They are coming into Enugu on Sunday. So if you're just dulling, hey God, if you've not registered, you are dulling. You don't know what you're missing out on. So register for this academy and grab all the value that we have for you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you on Thursday on Instagram. Bye.